What's up, y'all? It's your girl Alchemy Viviani, and I just want to get on here and drop a word about removing yourself from certain social situations so that you can avoid a moment of irritability or a moment of regret later on when the event is over. So, basically, to stop yourself from doing things that you would regret, or just having an experience that later on when you reflect on, you just realize that you didn't enjoy it and you regret even having the experience. You should pay attention to your body cues. Like sometimes it's just going to be like a certain feeling within you when you're in a social setting that is literally going to make you be like, well, maybe I just need to take a breather right now. Like this is a little stressful for me. Maybe I should just pull myself back. And most people, when they get that feeling, they ignore it because they're like, no, well, like they start thinking about how everybody else around them would feel. Like they completely put their thoughts on the back burner and they just think about how people around them would feel. And it's not about being selfish. You're not selfish for realizing that you need to remove yourself from a certain situation. If that situation is becoming harmful to you in any way mentally, and you know that like staying there is going to be more detrimental to you than it is healing or healthy, then you should be pulling yourself away. It's actually selfish of you, in my opinion, to continue to stay there knowing that either you might have an outburst or you just are not even going to be enjoying the time. Like you got to be real with people. They might view you as selfish, but truth be told, it's not selfishness. It's just healing of self. And it's allowing yourself to take those breaks to realize that you're not a machine and that you're not a puppet. You don't have to dance for people. When you feel like you need to remove yourself, that's what you should do. That's absolutely what you should do, because it's the only way that you're going to find the balance that you need in life. So, if you're just getting overwhelmed, it's perfectly fine to be like, you know what, y'all, like, I'm just going to like take a break. I'm going to take a break and I'm going to come back like within a few minutes. Like, let me just go catch some air outside real quick. Or if you can't go outside, maybe go to like the bathroom or something. Just go somewhere silent or calmer, because you might not have a silent option, but go somewhere calmer and take a moment to reflect on your thoughts and like think about what's running through your head. And I know that it's uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. That's how inner work is when you first start. But you're going to have to take that moment to reflect and think about what got you so worked up and, what are you going to do as a result of that, So if you just decide ultimately like, hey, like I really don't even think I want to be here right now, because I know if I stay, like it's going to get kind of messy, or I know if I stay that things are just not going to like go the way that I would like them to. Not on some bratty stuff like, oh, well, they did this and they said that, so now I'm going to leave because, make sure it's more like, okay, like this really irritated me. And like, it's clear that people are like trying to push my buttons by the way that they're acting and the words that they're saying. So I should just remove myself from this equation before I either blow up or before I, have an experience that is going to make me just like stay up at night, sad and upset that I didn't stand up for myself. You know what I mean? So you want to take that into account when you're in social settings like that. Like, you don't owe anybody staying in an environment that is literally detrimental to you. You do not owe that to anybody. Don't let anybody force you into thinking that you have to perform for other people. If you're done with it, say you're done with it. If you don't like the way something is going, say that, But if you feel like you're not exactly in the space to, let things out the exact way that you need to, there's absolutely nothing wrong with deciding to remove yourself from the situation. Like, if you just think, like, you know what, like, not today. Not today. Like, I don't want to mess this moment up for other people, so I'm going to remove myself because I want to make sure I'm in a good headspace, and I want to make sure that things go smoothly for all of us. That's me included. So if to be feeling like in a good space, I have to leave the situation, I have to leave the environment, I'm going to do that because I believe in balance. I believe in keeping myself mentally aligned so that things can function more smoothly. I'm going to flow. I'm not going to just, be a snag in the system. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove myself. And I don't care what anybody thinks about it, because this is what I'm doing for my mental health, and they should do what they want for theirs. Now, you try your best, if you truly believe that you can, to be calm and work through the situation. But if you just aren't seeing a way to get people to be more respectful, if you know people are just going to keep throwing jabs at you, then you have every right to leave. You don't owe them staying there so that they can just like taunt you and jeer at you. Like, you don't owe them that. Like, don't act like you do. Like, stand up for yourself, set your boundaries, take that reset time. Even if it just takes like 5 minutes and you decide, hey, I'm going to go back in there, Take that time, reflect on your feelings, and act on that. Afterwards, when you come to your conclusion, then you can say, okay, this is what I'm going to do. And you can decide whether you're going to stay or whether, you just need to remove yourself from the situation altogether. But don't be scared. Don't be letting people around you, dictate how you're going to, heal yourself, because that's what that is. That's healing. When you're taking a break, those little mini moments to reset, that's healing yourself, because in that moment you're feeling stress, right? You're going through. So when you take that moment to be alone, it allows you to look at things from a bigger perspective and really get in tune with your feelings, because it can be hard when you're around a whole bunch of people to be in tune with those feelings, because they'll have their own opinions and you might be so clouded by their opinions that you ignore your own and you ignore your heart. And that's why you need to take that alone time. So just make sure that you're being observant. Make sure that in these situations that you're in the social setting, that you're thinking about yourself too. I'm not saying just walk in the room and just pick little nitpick details and be like, oh, this is bad, I don't like that. I'm saying that if you really feel in your heart that things are irritating you, like, and you recognize that people are going out of the way to bother you, then you should be doing something about that. You should be figuring it out. Don't just stand there and be like, oh, I hate this person's going to act like this, that person's going to act like this, and I got to deal with it. No, you don't. You're telling yourself you do, and then as a result you will. But if you tell yourself that you don't, then you won't. It starts with you, and you have to be a little bit responsible for what's happening around you and say, hey, I don't think that I want to handle this that way. Like, they're saying this, but in my heart, I just don't feel like that's right, so I'm gonna go with my heart. And who cares who doesn't agree? Because those type of people, they want you to get upset, they want to get a reaction out of you, and they want you to be other than yourself so that you can be imbalanced like them. People who poke at people like that is because they're so bitter in their soul, and they just don't want anybody to rise higher than them, mentally or any other way. So why would you listen to them when you know that they're literally just acting out of spite? There's no reason to, right? So don't.